Hello, I'm Anthony Best. Welcome to 2019 on my YouTube channel. Tonight what I am doing is I'm profiling an amp. So underneath my desk, you probably can't see it, point down here, I have my Port City Pearl pedal platform amp and I am profiling it. So you might be asking, why am I profiling a clean pedal amp? Well, it's because I want to be able to pull it aside and use my pedals with the Kemper profile and have a profile of this amp. I'm also using it as a great example of how in my small studio at home I can capture a great profile of an amp using a Loadbox and impulse responses. If you watched an earlier video I might have put up around recording guitars is hard, this way I don't have to mic a cabinet. It allows me to check what I'm doing in the Kemper very easily all through the studio monitors. It's as if I have an isolation room and using the IRs to do that. So I've already taken a couple profiles just to give me a base to make sure this is all working. And let me walk you through what the setup of this is. So I've got a guitar plugged into my Kemper. The Kemper is connected to the Port City Pearl and it's running through my computer through my Apollo interface. I am running the 2 notes impulse response loader. Don't know if you'll be able to see this on the screen, but I've also got the API channel strip. So the idea of getting a profile is to get that recording ready sound, and so I'm putting it through a full recording chain and checking it to make sure it's coming out through my monitors like a recording chain would. So that's why I'm using the channel strip. I've got a simulated Port City Wave 2x12 here. I'm actually, as I go through this process and create this full profile set, I will go ahead and I will run different cabinets through this. So let's just go create a profile together and we're going to see how this sounds. Alright, let's jump in and profile this amp. So everything's all ready to go over here. All I need to do is start the profiling process right here on the Kemper itself. I hit start profiling. We're going to hear some weird noises come out of the spring. This is how it understands what kind of sounds to put through this. This is just the process. And again, it's running through the full signal chain of the cabinet, of the channel strip, and it's going to generate me a profile. Usually this process takes 10 or 15 seconds. Alright, we've completed the profile. Now what I want to do is I'm going to click the Refine Profile button. And now I'm going to grab my guitar, which is plugged in the Kemper, and I'm just going to play some chords. And what this is doing is just providing additional information to this profile about how it reacts to the guitar itself. So I say that I want to finish this now. And I've got this profile and I click store. I click store one more time and I'm given a name that I want to do this. So I'm just going to simply click delete here and name this 2 instead of the 1 that I was working on before, and I click save. And so now, as I've got Rig Manager up here, it will pull in this new profile. So the purpose of this video is to show you don't have to have a mic and cabinet in order to profile your amps at home. So if you're like me, working in a small studio, you've got a Kemper, you've got some amps, you want to profile them, what you really need is a Loadbox. I'm using the Torpedo Reload as a Loadbox. They run about 650 bucks, 700 bucks used. I have an interface which is taking this in. I'm using the Apollo 8. You can really use anything that's got at least one input on. Just needs one input in order to be able to take the amp signal back from the Loadbox. So the Loadbox is what's feeding the interface. It can't take the full speaker simulated out. It needs, or the full speaker load. It, you know, have to have this load box to feed that back in. And then I'm using the software here in order to produce the cabinet sound. I could also turn this off and I can do a direct amp Kemper profile. But I thought this was gonna, you know, I went through this process, thought this would be a really cool thing to walk you through. A cool way at home, very low volumes. I could do this at 2 o'clock in the morning if I wanted to. I can create profiles of my amps. So I've already done this with my Friedman Naked. I've now done this with the Pearl. As I acquire new amps or friends come over and bring their amps, I can simply run it into this cable setup and I can create profiles in a matter of minutes using all kinds of cabinets. In this case, I used a Wave Port City Wave Cab. Or I could, you know, turn this around. I could load this into a Mesa 412 if I wanted to. I have a huge impulse library that I can use. So hope this is a good start to 2019. Hope everybody's doing well. Leave your comments below. Like this video. Subscribe. We're going to be doing more stuff from this camera angle. This is a new rack that I've put in. Someone's dinging in on my phone, which is of course how every shoot that you do, that's what goes on. But thanks for tuning in, and I will see you very soon.